Hey guys, welcome back to Disney Sorcerer. So today I wanted to talk to you about getting ready for Ascension. And for a lot of people I know, including myself, Ascension isn't something that we've really concentrated on. But then they put this in and it's like, hey, we will be unlocking Gear 9 pieces that will allow folks to upgrade their stuff to 9.5. In addition, we will be leveling up raising the level cap during the initial release to 90. The first 4 players will be able to be craftable through the new Ascension campaign. Our goal is to make this Ascension campaign difficult and to tune in nodes to encourage players to theory craft and theorize order of progression. As a part of this new gear release, we will be looking at ways and locations to increase these items in some fashion to help players continue their progress through late game content. And then, as we've also talked about, the last 2 pieces will be what we believe will be club exploration and another large scale encounter that we have to come to be known by. So it's saying that the last 2 raids could be either in club expedition or a raid, basically, without saying raid. But a lot of people have speculated that club expedition or club conquest. They might do either or. They could do both, but also, of course, Ascension campaign. If you're not familiar with the Ascension, this is another of my free to play accounts, and I've not done any of the Ascension campaign on this account. Why? Because reasons. And that reason is because for the first part, you have to have Esmeralda and Quasi. Now the problem with Esmeralda and Quasi is outside of their tower for furlough. They're not used basically anywhere else in the game. You were able to use Esmeralda on the Tornado Titan, and then they changed the way her ability works, and now she's not quite as viable for tornadoes. And Quasi, you don't have a reason to bring Quasi up other than the furlough tower. But what you need to keep in mind, these are level 67 mobs. And, you can do this essentially with level 70 gear 8 tunes. Now it says that for this you need gear 6. That's the bare minimum. And you could brute force your way through this, but you're probably not. As we go along in the campaign, you can see that 67, and you see there's Shere Khan is here, and this Shere Khan is no joke. Simba and Scar or whatever, but you're going to want to take Shere Khan out first. Then we got Darkwing Duck and Gizmo Duck amongst others, and then we got the Downtown Villains node. Get a little further, get a little Kronk and Yzma action here. And then you got a more Kingdom Villains here. And then there's the Jack Sparrow and the Oceanic. And there's Davy in the Oceanics. And then there's the Monsters Inc. node. And then this is the Incredibles node. And these Incredibles are pretty hard. And you can see it right here. They're level 70. Incredibles. And you're still needing the same Kingdom all throughout. And then Merlin, you got Merlin and these guys, and then you get Nightmare Before Christmas node. Then you've got a Frozen node. Elsa at level 71. It's pretty dreadful. Big Hero 6 can be a real nuisance because they're fast, and you need to be faster than they are. Then here you've got a Beauty and the Beast team. If you're not ready for it, if you're not tier 8, you're going to struggle with that really a lot. And then you get the Sensational 6 node with Mickey and all his friends at 72. Then you've got a Hercules team at 72, and that's just to get through part 1. And keep in mind, you're only allowed to run with Kingdom characters. Now, I will say that back when this node came out, back when this campaign came out last year, you did not have as many Kingdom characters as you do. And that's one of the reasons why I'm very bullish on Kingdom characters. And I think that you should take a hard look at how good the Kingdom characters are, especially because, as I go back, there's some really good Kingdom characters. And then you get over here into this campaign, and it changes. And it says you must have 2 Toy Story villain. You must have 2 Toy Story. And then down here it says you have to have. So it goes from 2 to 5, and it says you have to have 5 Toy Story, all at least gear 6. But look, this is level 73, guys. Level 73, and we're talking Merida. This is a very hard node. This is the reason I'm working on my Toy Story. And obviously, it's easy. You can walk through these if you have all gear 9 Toy Story. But how many of us that aren't major spenders, major cracking in this game, have level 80 tier 9 Toy Story teams? Unless you're just a guy who's like, I love Toy Story. In that case, you're in really good shape. But I mean, look at these, and these are not, you're like, well, Anger, and yeah, they're Anger at level 7. It's hard. Jangles is a nuisance, but these guys are the ones you have to work out for. The Master Chief looking guys with the helmet and whatever. They're the hard ones. You get down here, still Toy Story, and then you have to control with Pete and Big Bad Wolf. Big Bad Wolf, if you're not familiar, if you've not played with Big Bad Wolf, if you're running heroes against Big Bad Wolf, you need to be very careful. Because he has an anti-hero ability on him, where he does extra damage to hero type characters. Then you get down here, level 75, it's still Toy Story, but it's Robin Hood and Sheriff of Nottingham. A little further down, it turns to mythicals. And I didn't know this, but it says when your opponent take a turn, they have a chance to gain offense up, crit chance up, crit power up, and guaranteed crit, meaning they're basically going to give them that. So, and this is Genie and Jafar. And Jafar, if you've played the last Summoner Showdown, you know that a lot of that strategy with the Kingdom villain thing is it was all RNG who got their Jafar first, and so you're going to be racing against this Jafar and then Genie. Now this, it says you must have 2 Lilo and Stitch, and you must have 3 mythicals. So you're probably going to be wanting to gear up the 2 Lilo and Stitch characters that are interstellar characters, in my opinion. That being Captain Gantu and Stitch. And then 3 other mythical characters. Now, in the past, this was a no-brainer. It was you were going Pain and Panic, Hercules, and then the 2 other Lilo and Stitch characters. That still might be very viable, but it may not be going forward, because we're going to have to see how Alice shakes out. Because Alice, depending on how Alice shakes out, it could change a lot about the way mythicals work. Same thing with here, Lilo and Stitch plus mythicals. And then you get down here, same thing, Lilo and Stitch plus mythicals. Then you have Maui here. along with a bunch of random oceanic characters. You get a little further down. Still mythicals, but you still need mythicals and Leo such. But you're running against you're running against Downtown Toy Story 3 villains. A little further down, you need King Triton. You need King Triton, so that means you're probably going to run King Triton and Eric, because you're probably not going to run Ariel. And then you're probably going to, because you need oceanics for the rest of it. That probably means you're going to want to take Moana, maybe Maui, if you have him geared up. If not, probably Wendy, and either Tinkerbell or Peter Pan, depending on who you have geared. If you have Tinkerbell geared for the raid, like I've been talking about, then it's probably a no-brainer. You're going to want to do that because you can get evades. But other than that, it's probably going to be Davy or somebody else like that. Moving along, more oceanics. Gets Madam Mim, so be wary of how Madam Mim works. Once again, more oceanics with Horn King. Horn King, kind of a joke. More oceanics. This time it gets Frozen. Then you get down here and it turns to Tangled, and you're going up against Big Hero 6 at level 77. So you're probably gonna want to run Rapunzel, and you're gonna have to flip a coin between whichever one you feel more comfortable with either Flynn or Maximus, and then 3 other wilds. Which if you're going with Rapunzel, why wouldn't you go with Merida and Pocahontas, and then probably Elsa to help you get through this, because Elsa is a wild toon. The same thing here, only this time you're facing Beauty and the Beast characters. You move along, this time against Sensational 6, and here you're getting very close to level cap here. And then here it's Tangled and Wilds again, and once again Hercules is up here, and then you get here and you're like, oh, there's one more node. That's 3A, which is this new? I don't even know what this is, and I can't get to it. Why can't I get to it? I can. This is the very end. This is the very end one where it's Gear 9 Hades and Sorcerer Mickey. Now you're like, oh, hey, that's no big deal. Earn a big reward. Hades and Mickey are immune to stun, silent, charm, polymorph, sleep, and intimidate. Hades and Mickey will assist each other on their basic and their special needs. So this is no joke. And this is but they'll let you use any tune at, it says Gear 8, but you're probably going to want to be Gear 9, but you're going to want to bring your best team for this. And this was just to get through the Ascension as is. And you look here, and as I've been talking, you get these first-time rewards that are not to be slept on by any stretch, because this is a lot of stuff that you're getting just your first time through. And obviously, I haven't done these the first time through because I don't have tunes ready. Okay? Right? On this account and on my Buy to Play account. Why? Because I've been concentrating on other stuff. Now, I will tell you, on my Buy to Play account, I have made it through Ascension 1. I probably did it late last year, and I probably haven't touched it since. Since then, I've been trying to get through the Toy Story portion of this part, which is why I talked about was gearing up my Bo Peep. I did take her to Tier 8, and then I'm working on my Buzz to take him to Tier 8 just so I can get through this first portion of the Toy Story, because there's a lot of this campaign until you get to F. So you're talking, there's 5 nodes here of Toy Story here, and that's and we're talking teams like we're talking Merida. You've got Baloo and Mordu, and they're going to refresh Mordu at some point. Then you've got the Inside Out duo, which is man. Then you've got this duo, which can be very formidable. You've really got to watch out about Big Bad Wolf. And then the Robin Hood duo with Robin Hood and Sheriff of Nottingham. As you get here, business starts to pick up. You can see here on this account, I can do this right now with the tunes that I have, but I'm not going to. Why? Because I have to get through all of these tunes, and I'm not ready. And I'm not ready to get through here with the Toy Story villains. But I'm ready for the Oceanic nodes with Lilo and Stitch in them. But this is something that you need to make a decision on now. Because the new Ascension campaign is going to be here sooner rather than later. And if you're a person that's all about the raid, that's fine. That's fine. Totally fine. Totally understand. But if you're not, if you're a person that's like, you know what? If you're a person that says, I got a two, one or two teams that I can contribute to the raid and do really well with, then I want you to think about getting ready for the Ascension if you're not already ready. And that means, hey, maybe I don't want you to stop whatever you're working on now. But if you have a project that you're working on now, finish it. But this is something you need to get ready for. If you haven't finished Quasi and Esmeralda, finish them. Finish them as soon as you get done with your projects. And I want to say this: if you're a person that wants Alice, by all means, go for Alice. If you're not, if you're saying a person, I'm not really into Alice in Wonderland, that's cool. Just finish whatever your favorites are. Finish whatever projects you think you need to work on. And then as soon as you're done, switch to Quasi and Esmeralda. Get them done. Get them to take them to at least level 70 Gear 8. Because honestly, you can do this with level 70 Gear 8. And then pick your best 3 other tunes with this. Now, I will say, back when I was doing this, it was kind of Bell Beast, because Bell Beast and probably Shan Yu with the leadership, along with Quasimodo and Esmeralda, but Shan Yu's leadership, and then Bell and Beast, because they were the best 2. No, you don't necessarily do that. You could go with Maleficent if you have her geared. If you don't, and you don't have Beast, then think about Genie and Jasmine. Think about Rapunzel if you have her, and another kingdom. Probably Mulan, I would say. Mulan or Jasmine. Think about Snow White if you have her. There's the reason there are obviously some characters you're not going to want to bring in here, like Cogsworth or Lumiere, or probably Mrs. Potts, or Finn and Maximus, unless you absolutely have to. But there's a lot to Kingdom, and that's the reason why I'm very bullish. That's the reason I'm very bullish on Kingdom myself. But just knock this out, because look, you're getting really good stuff here for the first time through. You're getting all these first rewards for doing this the first time on each node, and this whole thing is nothing but Kingdom tunes. So once you have that Kingdom team in place, you can knock out this whole first node of Ascension. And all you have to do is take them to level 70, tier 8. Now, you're probably going to want to put speed stones on them. I'm just telling you. You're going to want to put speed stones on all of your tunes. Ideally, you would want max, but I mean, if you need to go with the lower tier, feel free. And then after that, get your Toy Story tunes ready. Don't use Jessie. I mean, she's not... If you love Toy Story, then by all means, and you love Jessie, then bring Jessie. Otherwise, don't bring Jessie. Bring Chunk. Definitely bring Chunk. Bring Bo Peep, because she's going to help you on both ends, because she's an adventurer, so you're going to need her eventually for something. Bo Peep, her leadership is probably going to be what you're going to want to use for this. It's going to be her leadership. Then definitely Buzz, because he's an interstellar character also. And then maybe Woody if you're bringing Buzz, but maybe not. But if you're not bringing Woody, then you're probably going to want to go with. You're definitely going to want to go with Zurg, and then either Lotso or Big Baby for the Toy Story thing. And then as you work through the Toy Story stuff, speed stones are going to be probably what you need, and you're probably going to want to have. You're probably going to need to take these Toy Story tunes past level 70. I'm just telling you now. Just be prepared. And you might even want to put, if you can, consider putting the speed piece of gear on them to make them just a little bit faster. And that might mean you need to take them to level 76 or 77. You don't have to do it, but I think it'll make it a little bit easier if you do it. You don't have to take them to tier 9, but, unless you're that thing. And then when you get to Lilo and Stitch, obviously, I think it's easily, you could have said before that it was Cover Bubbles all the way. But now I think, given the rise of Interstellar, I think it's a no-brainer that it's Stitch and Captain Gantu, along with your mythicals, either Herc and Pain and Panic and Hades, or maybe Alice in Wonderland. We'll have to see how she works out, but we won't know for at least a few weeks anyway. And then same thing here. And once again, you're gonna have to bring these guys up. So if you want to wait on Alice, then that's okay. But just know that if you commit to Alice, you're probably gonna want her, bring her to probably tier 9, because you're not getting through here with. You can probably do this fairly easily with Herc and Hades. I don't know that for certain, but that's probably gonna be the way you go, and you can make it all the way to 2i then. And then here, like I said, it's King Triton, it's probably Prince Eric, and then Moana, and then maybe Maui or Davy, or the Lilo and Stitch crew are also Oceanics, so you could go with them here. But keep that in mind, and you're gonna go all the way to what is this? 2M, and then it becomes tangled with Rapunzel, Flynn, or Maximus, and then the 3 wild characters being Merida, Polka, and Elsa. And if you have those characters leveled like my Merida, it's like a done deal. Of course, I'm bringing Merida in because it's me with princesses. My Rapunzel's is ready, and my Polka's really close, and so this would be, for my beta play at least, it would be fairly easy. And then that's it. And then you can, whoever you want to run against this bunch with the Hades and the Mickey. But, you saw the first time rewards. I'm sorry, I forgot that this time. I'm sorry, go back in this time. You saw the little small rewards we got for campaign 1. Here, you're getting substantial more. You're getting 5 and then 10 of everything. Go further down, more 5 and 10 of everything. 5 and 10 of everything. 5 and 10 of everything. 5 or 10 of everything. Still 5 or 10 of everything. Still 5 or 10 of everything. And it just keeps going. And it makes it smooth. And you get to here, you get to 2 high, and it becomes 15. You get 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15. Then you get here, and it's 20. So it's 20, 15, 10, 5. Keep going. 20, 15, 10. 20, 15, 10. 20, 15, 10. And then you get here, and it's all of a sudden it's 35. And you're like, hey, you know what? I really don't have to do this. I understand that, but just understand that even though you don't have time to do this, that doesn't mean that the new ascension is not coming. And you're going to get a lot of mileage out of doing this because you're going to have a lot more nodes to farm. So just consider that. And know that this is something you really need to be preparing about. So if you're working on a project, finish your project, whoever it is, whoever they are. And I'm telling you that Ascension is going to be something that you're not going to want to put off for very much longer. I myself am going to take a long look at my accounts. I'm going to make who do I need to finish, and then what do I need to finish, and then where do I go from here? Who do I need to level? That's where I'm going. Anyway, guys, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Get ready for what's coming tomorrow. Because what's coming tomorrow is the White Rabbit reveal. And rest assured, I'm going to be here. I'm here for it. Oh, well. Okay. Have a good day. I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Leave me a comment. Tell your friends. Bye.